Hello, class. This is a recording of the question and answer session, which was held on Monday, January 13th at 4 o'clock Mountain Standard Time. The purpose of the question and answer session was to have you bring your questions and I would provide the answers about anything in the course. So I'm hoping that you have all taken the time to look at the class video, which does give you an overview of the class. And then if you have any questions, please let me know by posting them into the discussions where it states questions for instructor. And the reason I want you to post them there is because that way your question will be answered, and you never know, someone else might have the same question. So please put your questions there. The other thing I want to point out tonight, I will not be going through the whole class, the syllabus, etc., because it is in the orientation video, but I did want to just update you a little bit on the Eagle Gate Cafe. And we're having a few technical problems today with the Padlet, but now you are able to click on here and add any information that you would like. The reason we do it this way in this class is so that we mix it up a little bit so that you're not talking about yourself pretty much in the same way you have in the previous classes, but adding new information and adding pictures. So please take the time to add to that board. It will become full, but that is a great way to meet people, and I especially do like the pictures because then I get to see you or your family or your friends or your pets or whatever you would like to post. Another thing I'd like to point out is if you having a problem locating your textbooks, we do not have codes anymore. So your textbooks are basically in the same place you already have. So you have the two textbooks for this course, and that is the APA manual and your MedSurg textbook. So those you do have. So in this course, just remember to keep on top of your announcements. I do put announcements in all the time throughout the week. If I'm posting an announcement, it usually means it's something important. Might be about an assignment, could be about your grades, but please stay on top of the announcements. And then, as I said, I will talk to you about the first assignment. You have two written assignments in this class. The first one is next week. And the second one is in week 4, which there is a video about that one. I'll post that about week 3. And then after that, you have mostly exams. The purpose of that is to prepare you for the NCLEX. The more NCLEX questions you take, the better off you are at passing the NCLEX and taking test questions. So please take advantage of that so that you are prepared to take the NCLEX. Strongly suggest you don't use your book because you can't use your book in the NCLEX. And yes, it's hard, but that is how you really know where you're at and if you know the answer. So here we go on healthy living assessment. This assignment is worth 200 points. And what you're doing is you're assessing a community or geographical area for things that contribute to healthy living. So when you're looking at an area, I strongly suggest you keep it small. A city, a community, a county, a small area works the best. Some students in the past have tried to use countries and gone online to get information, but it is very hard to answer all these questions and meet the criteria when you're using such a big area. So please consider a smaller area. It could be an area where you live. It could be an area where you might want to move once you graduate. It could be an area where you visited, or maybe your parents live there. But find an area that would be appropriate for this study, and then tell me why you picked that area. After you do that, you will be assessing that area for activities that promote healthy living lifestyles. So you're going through the city, the geographical area, and saying, are there parks? Are there running trails? Is there skiing, pools? What in that area is free, basically, and would promote a healthy living lifestyle. You're going to look at nutrition. What promotes healthy nutrition? Farmers markets, types of restaurants, things that would promote healthy living, billboards, whatever that fit into this category. You will look at health screening, whether it's in the school district, whether it's the public health department, or it could be the hospitals. Hospitals a lot of times offer free health screening to get you to come to their particular hospital. Schools. So take a look at what is done to do health screenings. Pharmacies do health screenings by giving free blood pressure checks. So there's a lot of areas that you can look into. Social activities, what in the community or the area promote social activities? Do they have things during the day and things at night that people can get together, can maybe dance or exercise? Senior citizen centers are an example of people getting together. So take a look at what's involved in the community. Immunizations looks at what is available through the health department, through hospitals, pharmacies, those types of things, and how do people, how are they able to obtain these? And what educational opportunities are available to relate to safety, health, and healthy living? So again, schools, health department, hospitals, pharmacies, there's a multitude of places that provide these opportunities. Make sure that you include the public, the private, and educational institutions. So there is a difference, and that will be important as you go to number 3 criteria, and it says, are these available for all populations? If they're open to the public and free, most likely they are, but if they're private or there's a payment, then that might limit certain populations. So take a look at that. Then we move down to looking at vulnerable populations, which does not have to be, but usually includes the elderly, people with disabilities, people maybe who have a financial need, language barriers. There's a large group of people that we would consider a vulnerable population. So what are some barriers to the things that you have all discussed that might get in the way for these people? I'm thinking of one example, although this is just one, of parks. Do your parks have handicap accessible equipment? Is there a place for wheelchairs? Those types of things. So that's just an example, and there are many more. In your conclusion, first of all, you're going to summarize your assessment. What did you learn? And then the second piece to that is, are there any populations in the area that would have limited accessibility to promoting their healthy lifestyle? So it's a 2-part sort of conclusion. The paper needs to be in APA format with a title page and a reference page, and must be 3 to 5 pages in length, and that does not include the title or reference page. And please make sure that is a full 3 pages. Your references need to be scholarly, and if you have a question about that, please go to the Pages tab, and there's a list of what we consider scholarly and not scholarly. So do take a look at that. That'll also be good for your discussions and any other further work. And then finally, rules of grammar, spelling. Remember, you can or should have loaded Grammarly on your computer, and that is a great tool to use to help you with grammar and spelling and punctuation. So that is basically what is expected in this paper. Make sure that when you are doing a paper, you see answer every piece that's asked for in this first part. So if it says provide a list of opportunities available and list these, I would address all of these. If there's 2 questions in a criteria, make sure you're answering both. So as we scroll down, you can see that it says discuss and include, summarize, and then there's a second question here. I will include a copy or an example paper below this recording. And then if you do have any questions, please feel free to put them in questions for instructors. So again, so that everyone knows the answer. So here again is my contact information. You may email me. I'm usually working on grading between 8 and 10 on Mondays and Tuesdays. Or if you really need to talk, we can set up an appointment. If you do text me, please identify yourself so that I know who is texting me. I won't know who you are by your phone number. So please do that. I'm here to help you be successful, and especially be successful when you're taking the NCLEX. So please let me know if you have any questions, concerns, and thoughts. I think you will find this class a great addition to your nursing education as it builds on your foundations and med-surg knowledge. So looking forward to a great next 8 weeks.